Asher. Hey, buddy. Oh, look at you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm about to take him out now. Oh, Asher, you look. It's going to be fun to do. Yeah. What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you are notified every single time I drop a video and you don't miss not one video. Everybody in here, smash that like button, share this video, and drop a comment down below during the video, after the video, before the video, whatever you feel. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like about the video. Let me know what you want to see next. You saw by the title and the thumbnail, we got a good one. So let's get straight into this groom. And make sure you guys are watching the video straight through, watching those ads, and make sure you are always dropping a like and a comment. That helps me tremendously through the algorithm. It helps my channel continue to grow, and it helps to push this content out so other people can find these videos as enjoyable as you all do. Okay, you all saw it. This is Asher, and yes, Asher has been living outside for I can't even tell you how long, and that is why he is in such terrible conditions. So a little backstory on Asher. His owner, who originally got him, I believe, moved somewhere and gave the dog to a family member, and the family member just got overwhelmed with taking care of him, so they just left him outside. They always gave him food and water, but they left him outside, so he was left to grow like this. So yeah, when I saw him come in, this dog is probably the happiest dog I've ever met. For him to look like this, he came in the salon jumping around, bouncing around. He was so happy to see everybody, and I really wish I would have gotten it on camera for y'all to see, but I was just so like, okay, let's appreciate him because he's so happy to be here. Let's love on him because he's so happy to be here, because when he leaves, he's going to be drastically different. He's going to look completely different. And full disclosure, the owner didn't even recognize him when he came back to pick him up because he looked so different. He was like, oh my god, that's him. And we were like, yeah. Yeah, this is him. So needless to say, he was very pleased, very appreciative. The owner was very upset as to the conditions that his dog was left in, and very, very pissed off. So he brought him here for him to get taken care of, for all of these heavy mats to be shaved off of him so he can be healthier and happier. And I cannot tell you how much doing this felt good for me, because you can see the change in him once he was completely shaved down. Now, what I will say is he was not, and I mean he was not, a fan of getting his feet done, his paw pads or his nail clipping, and that is where he gave the biggest struggle. And when we're doing his nails, I'll go in and explain everything that's happening so everybody is well aware of what's going on and you're not confused. But that was literally the only thing that he fought for. He was, well, I won't give anything away. I'll let you guys watch it so you don't skip through. I want you guys to watch the full video, but he was a doll. I'll just say that. He was a doll. So as you can see, I am pre-shaving him. I am using a 10 blade. So that is what groomers mainly use to pre-shave mats like this off of a dog. If the mats are any worse or any tighter, we will take it a step down to maybe a 15 blade. On his feet, I had to use a 30 blade, and a 30 blade is a surgical blade, so you have to be very, very careful when you are using a 30 blade or a 30 blade or a 40 blade when you're shaving out mats, because that is a really, really close blade. And on his back feet, they were the absolute worst out of all the mats on his body, and he had in the exact same spot on each side of his feet two hot spots just of yeast caked on his feet, and that is where I had to use a 30 blade. And as dogs like this come in, I soaked him in medicated shampoo for his bath because his skin was really, really bad, because again, he's been outside. So here down south, it's been raining and he's been in the rain. Well, his hair is growing, so under his coat it was damp. It was a lot on him. And like I said, at the end of his groom, you can tell just how happy he was that he had all of those mats off of him. And one trick I want to tell groomers, some groomers may know about it, some may not. In order to try to avoid hematomas as best as you possibly can, once you shave those ears, rinse the ears in cold water. And I mean, like, it has to be almost ice cold water, because that helps the blood circulation to kind of slow down, so it doesn't like tickle their ears and irritate their ears where they're constantly shaking and their ears are smacking up against their face and they're getting hematomas. So you want to rinse their ears in really, really cold water, and that helps the circulation in their ears be a little bit easier and get the ears kind of back to normal. But he did not have hematomas to my knowledge, so I am very thankful for that. I know some people are going to say that I should have switched the camera angle so y'all can see me shaving him down, but just understand, in this moment my main focus was to shave him down. I did want to record the groom, which is why I made it a stationary camera, but my main focus was just to get him shaved down, get him comfortable. So I'm sorry for not switching the angles like I have been in previous videos, but this is what I could get for this groom. I want to just say, before I let the rest of the video play out, grooms like this can be very intimidating for groomers, because when you see a dog like this, it's almost like you don't know where to start with the grooming, because every place is a mat and everything is super tight, glued to the skin, and you don't want to hurt the dog. One thing groomers don't want to do is hurt a dog. So when you're shaving a mat off and you cut the skin, it's almost like the end of the world. So it's really hard for groomers to do dogs like this. So if you ever see a groomer doing dogs like this, just pay respect to the groomer and understand that this is not easy. As much as we want to do dogs like this all the time, I would love to do dogs like this all the time so they can be relieved and I can help them. It's not an easy job, and it's not easy shaving those mats off. As quick and easy as it seems, just watching it, it's really not. It's very hard, and it's very, very time consuming. Just shaving him down alone took me an hour just to shave all of that off, and his back end was the worst, as well as his legs. So just be patient with groomers when you see things like this, because it is not easy on us, just like it's not easy on the dogs. But I'm not going to say too much in this video. I'm going to let it just play. And y'all, if y'all have any questions, drop them down in the comments. Feel free to ask me whatever you need to. I am here and available to answer any questions you have. Make sure you like that video. Get this video pushed out to the algorithm. And I will pop in if I feel like I need to describe or discuss anything. And once I realized he was doing pretty decent, I did, in fact, want to switch the camera around for you guys so you can see me shaving the mats down, because I will say it is pretty satisfying to see a pelt like that be kind of shaved off, almost like a sheet blanket. But like I said, I did switch it around for y'all, so I'm just going to pop right back out, and I'll pop back in if I need to explain anything. And just as a disclaimer, throughout this groom, I am spraying my blades with Cool Care as well as switching my blades out if they're getting too hot because I don't want them to irritate his skin. So for shaving his back end, I did need to use the belly band just to assist him in standing up because again, he's not used to being groomed. As you can see how long his hair is, and I swear, I promise you, I feel like I shaved about 3 pounds of hair off of him. Like that fur was very, very heavy, and I'm pretty sure I insert a photo of the hair, the amount of hair that I shaved off of him. So just wait for that photo. But like I said, I did need the belly band just to kind of hold him up while I was shaving the back end because, as I stated earlier, his back end was the worst out of all the matting. You got no testicles under here. Nope, you don't. Thank God. Right. I can't really tell what is up in here. All I see is a big ass turd. That bath's gonna feel so good on you guys. No, don't sit down. You can't. So right now I'm trying to work through his back feet because they were so tight, and at some point you'll see me kind of examine just if I'm able to get the 10 blade through, because again, like I said, we don't want to cut the dog or drag the dog's skin with the fur while we're shaving it out. So I'm just kind of examining, seeing what I can do, and I can tell it hurts him because he's turning around, almost nipping a little bit, but nothing like super crazy. So I did switch to a 30 blade and have to shave his back foot that way. And to be honest, looking back at it, this should have given me kind of an idea of how he would have been for his feet, but I really just thought it was because the mats were so tight around his foot. And to be honest, it could have been because the mats were so tight around his foot, because once I dropped down to a 30 blade, he actually let me shave his back feet down a lot easier than I would have with the 10 blade. So I really thought it was just because of how bad and tightly matted his feet were, but he just really overall didn't want his feet to be touched. Also, for pet parents, if your dog ever gets this matted, I know you see me cutting mats with my shears. Please do not ever do this at home. Please. Your dog has to be hooked up to something, because as you can see, he's not staying still. So it's not an easy process. So please do not try and take the shears to cut mats out. I am a professional, so I know where I can cut and where not to cut. Sometimes if you're trying to cut, the dog can jerk and you can cut the dog's foot. So just in terms of cutting mats out, just let us do it. We are trained to not do it, but for this instance, I had to cut it down in order for me to be able to get the blade through. It's okay. It's okay. Right here is where I found the hot spot on his paw, so I'm just going around it. And once I wash him in the bath, it'll loosen up everything that's caked on. And then in his final cut, I'm able to shave the rest of it off. Okay.
Oh, that meat by itself.
Right, listen to that. Right here, nigga. No, you cannot jump out of it, so stop it.
Absolutely. Are you gonna try to save it on here? Or you take it out?
Man, I need something to hold on to. I need something to hold on to. I'm shaving the rest of the face. I just want to add, I was so surprised yet so appreciative as to how well he did for his face being shaved down. Yes, he was a little jittery, but he did really good. I was very, very surprised for a dog who has not gotten groomed in years and has just been left outside. So I was appreciative but shocked, but very, very, again, appreciative. And if you can see just a little bit in the video, you could just tell how his personality is. He is truly a happy dog, just very, very, very sweet. And what I showed in the camera is the medicated shampoo that I'm going to be using on him. I have found that it works wonders for dogs that have yeast. It is so good. I usually wash them twice in it and let them sit. The first time I let them sit for about 10 minutes. The second time I let them sit for about 5 minutes. But what I did on him first was a flea and tick bath, because I did in fact see about 2 fleas on him and they were live. So I did wash him in flea and tick shampoo first, let that sit. Then I went through with the chlorhexidine. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. Some people say hexadine, some people say hexadine, but I went through with that and gave him a bath with that after the flea and tick. And we use an all natural flea and tick shampoo. It is by Tropiclean, so it is not super harsh on their skin. It didn't irritate the skin. It didn't cause him to have a rash or anything like that. It just helped kill the fleas and ticks and larvae on his body. So now I am going to finish up the rest of his haircut. I'm going to be doing the 10 blade back over his body just to clean up all the rest of the sticky outies and kind of neaten up the rest of his body and his face. His goatee, his dad actually really liked it because he stopped in before I was done, and he said that he wanted him to keep the goatee because his dad got a new haircut and he got a new haircut. So he actually wanted him to keep the goatee, which I thought was pretty adorable. So I am attempting to do his nails and his paw pads, and as you can see, he absolutely hates it. He when I said in the video, we all said, you wait for the last thing to start freaking out and being upset for. But again, like I said, when you have dogs like this, you never really know how they're going to respond to certain things because they haven't had it done in so long. So for his paw pads and his nails, he was not a happy camper. So we got it done, but he was not pleased throughout it. And then once he was done, he just went back to his happy self. He just did not like his nails being done or his paw pads being done. And what you're going to see is us try different types of techniques just to kind of hold him and keep him still. And yeah, yeah. So it took a little bit for his nails to get done, but because his nails were long and because of his condition, for dogs like that, you never really know when they're going to come back in, so you want to make sure you get everything done so their nails are not curling into the paw pads or anything like that. Now I will say, for him being outside, his nails were not astronomically long, but they were long enough where they needed to be cut, and they were super sharp. I first attempted the nail grinding on his nails, but he was not having it, so we just opted to clip them because that was the quickest thing that we could get done without him biting anybody. Because as you saw just a few seconds ago, he did try and bite my boss, so we had to kind of hold him a certain way just so he wouldn't try and bite her. But it was a big struggle. We also give him breaks in between each hold just to see, like, okay, what can we do? Like, what other technique can we do? You see, she pulled out the squeaker. We are trying to do whatever we can to distract him to get his nails done. And it was just like, okay, dude, it's this one last thing. You can do this. His back nails, I had clipped them. We got them clipped. We got those back nails done, but his front nails was the biggest struggle about this part of his groom because it was like almost impossible to hold him. And usually I don't like to give dogs treats when they're acting this way because it's almost like rewarding them, but we were trying to figure out whatever we could do to distract him. He shot his anal glands. That's why one of my coworkers is back there cleaning up his butt, but you can see he is not amused by the treat anymore. He's like, no, I am not stupid. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to distract me. And he is just like, I clip one nail, he freaks out. I clip the next nail, he freaks out. So then I had to hold him while she clipped his nails. And man, oh man. So right here, I take him off the loop because he was choking himself. So I hold him almost like a little bear hug. I'm not holding him tight. I'm not holding his neck tight, but he's holding his breath and trying to twirl his body, as you can see. So one of the coworkers was like, listen, Brittany, let him go because his tongue is turning purple. So I let him go, and then he peed. And it was a lot. So she actually stepped in because she had a different way of holding him, and we were able to just kind of clip his nails real quick, and I kind of cleaned his butt while she was doing it. It was just a lot. It was a lot happening. We were trying to get it done. The dad was there watching. He knew everything that was going on, and he was like, if you can just, so yeah. And when the dad saw everything, he was completely understanding and completely 100% appreciative that we were able to get everything done because he fought so hard for a lot of it. So, like I said, she's holding him, clipping him real quick, getting him as fast as he can, and then I went and took him and rinsed him off because he peed all over her. So it was, I'm like, man, you were done. Like, you were right there, home stretch. So yeah, he peed on the table. He peed on her. He got his anal glands on the table. My nail trimmers, the screw came off the back. It was just a lot happening in that moment just to get his nails done. So I carried him, cleaned him off, brought him back, and finished his groom. Okay, so I took him, I rinsed his body, put a little soap on him, rinsed that off just to get the smell and everything off of him, and brought him back out. Now I'm going to scissor the rest of him, and he is going to be good to go. And look at that little puppy in the screen. He's so cute. But see, like I said, it was like nothing ever happened. He gave me kisses. The sweetest dog. He just did not want his feet being touched, which again was completely understandable because he had not had it done in such a long time, like such a long time. But I don't know if y'all can see, look at how he's looking at me while I trim his foot, like, you better not touch one of my nails. Like I said, the dog is very sweet. He was awesome. I mean, if he can be perfect for the groom and fight for his nails, I will take that any day of the week. Because it's like, okay, worst comes to worst, we'll just fast clip your nails while somebody holds you and get it done. And like I said, his dad was there watching the whole thing. He understood. He was very appreciative. So, yeah. But like I said, his haircut is getting done. He's very sweet. I'm calming him down because, again, he doesn't like his front feet being touched. And yeah, he was, look at how cute he looks. He's so tiny. He's so tiny from what he started with. And that's why his dad didn't recognize him, because he was like, oh my gosh, he's so small. And that's why I didn't want to say it in the beginning. So I wanted to make sure y'all stuck around to the end. But yes, he turned out to be so much smaller than all the hair that he had on him. I promise you, I shaved like 3 pounds of fur off of him. It was insane. But like I said, I will happily do Asher again. He is a very, very sweet boy. And I think the dad's actually going to bring him back in for a bath just to kind of get him reacquainted with the grooming so we can continue to work on him with his nails so he gets better with his nails over time. Also, just to touch on the type of hold that groomers do. So, I know some people are going to say, well, why don't you hold him a different way? Or why don't you do this? Because he was biting, there's a certain way you hold dogs. You put one of your arms almost around their chest area, and then you put the other arm under their belly just to hold them close to your body so they can't really whip their head around and bite you, but you're not squeezing them tight where they can't breathe. Now, in his case, he was holding his breath, trying to twirl around and stop it, which I could not see, but we had other groomers there watching him as well, which is why we stopped and switch different positions or whatever. But that is the type of hold you would do on a dog if you're trying not to get bit, but you're trying to get something done safely. And if you stick around long enough, there is a little clip at the end of his dad's reaction to him greeting him. So as you can see, I'm tidying up his groom and finishing up, and I wanted a bow tie that had some pizzazz and color, so I picked the bright rainbow one, which I think fit his personality. But this is what he looked like before. And this is what he looked like after his groom. I think he looks absolutely adorable with his little beard and his bow tie. I hope you guys enjoyed this groom. Make sure you guys smash that like button, share this video, drop a comment down below, do all that fancy YouTube stuff. I love you guys. Train your dogs for grooming. Make sure you watch every video straight through. Watch those ads. Enjoy the videos. I'll catch you in the next one. Love you guys.
This is too big for him. Yeah, even at the smallest one. Come on, yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Asher. Hey, buddy.
He said, hey. Do you feel better now?
Yeah.